Hey guys, welcome to another episode of OMG. Is Trump the problem? Spoiler alert, he's the problem. So this is coming to us from MSN Now, which I know, very left leaning, but I'm a lefty Democrat. What can I say? I'm a snowflake. Watch me float around in winter wonderland over here. So the only person about if anyone and for anyone to actually know that there's a problem with TSA, that would require us to have disposable income to actually use an airport, right? Actually be able to afford a trip somewhere. God forbid, you work, your whole life away, and then you actually have enough disposable income to actually make a rent payment and then still put a little bit of money away for a vacation, right? No, not in the slave labor camp that is the United States, right? But if you are one of those blessed people who can actually not take a Greyhound and take a plane somewhere, you probably know the lines at TSA are crazy, and it's apparently the Democrats' fault because we don't want to fund DHS. We don't want to fund TSA so that we can get the lines moving. So Trump is going to send his ICE, you know, Nazi Gestapo face covered vigilante group into airports to help get the lines moving. I actually haven't looked into that too much. As long as they're not actively assaulting people, whatever it takes to get the lines moving at this point, do it, right? But apparently, what Republicans and the right have been telling us about the reason why. Look at these pop-ups coming up. Damn. Look. Ricky needs a new ad blocker. Ricky needs a new ad blocker. Start a Patreon or something so we can like kickstart for one of those really nice antivirus things. So the only person standing in the way of the compromise on TSA funding is Trump. As the sixth week of the shutdown affecting the Department of Homeland Security continues, Democrats have repeatedly offered Republicans an obvious proposal that would lessen the impact of the standoff on the public. Lawmakers could immediately restore funding for the agencies such as TSA, since it and other agencies have nothing to do with the fight over reforms to immigration enforcement tactics. At this point, Democrats have said more narrowly focused negotiations could bring on funding for immigration and customs enforcement and customs and border protection. While most Senate Republicans are on board with the solution, the president balked. Indeed, as a related report from Punchbowl News, whoa, that sounds like where I have my head on a where I put my head into a party when Ricky's had too much to drink at one of those Friday night benders. You know what I mean? So, but apparently they got the news over there. So what do I know? The president not only rejected the solution, but he also told Thune he wanted GOP senators to stick around, keeping up the fight over DHS funding and the poorly named Save America Act, even if postponing it doesn't amount to anything. So, in other words, the president sees Homeland Security funding as leverage. Either the Democrats agree to impose new voting restrictions to address a problem that doesn't exist, because it doesn't, or problems at DHS will persist. From TSA to FEMA, which we see what's going on in Hawaii. I made a video about that on Friday. People are going to need help. American citizens are going to need help. And once again, Trump has the ability to fix it. Democrats have given him the power to fix this problem, and he says no, because I can weaponize this to help me, get my keep funding my ICE task force with those just what a bunch of weirdos, right? Like who joins ICE at this point? Are they getting any members? Like man, and I wish they weren't masked because those are the people that you need to have on a watch list because anybody that's joining ICE right now or continuing to work in that field, you need to take a long look in the mirror, buddy, because you are a freak. The Coast Guard to the Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency. To the extent that there was any meaningful debate over who's to blame for the chaos, Trump isn't making much of an effort to deny responsibility. So, like I said, guys, this is. You want to talk about conspiracies? You want me to bring out the cork board with all the yarn on it and everything and tie it all together, the big web of bullcrap and stuff that goes on in this country, and where's the money going, and why are we not being taken care of? What's happening? At the center of the web is Donald Trump and all of those owners of Boeing, owners of the military industrial complex, Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, the vampires that are sucking the life out of the American working man and woman, those oligarchs, those political pariahs, they're the problem. We're not the problem. And definitely, and look at this. Look at the Democrats actually problem solving for once and saying, "Look, we're going to hold steady on this one thing. We're not going to budge, but at the same time, here's the game plan. This is how you keep the country running while we put our feet in the sand and say we're not moving." And the Republicans say, I would rather tank the country and make people wait in long lines and blame you than do anything about it. Because that's their currency. That's what the Republicans love. In addition to money and kickbacks and blood money, the thing that the Republicans love the most is to relish in suffering. And that's what they're doing. So congratulations. Congratulations, Republicans. Once again, you have shown how terrible you really are. And once again, I've took the bait, much like Charlie Brown kicking the football. I keep thinking the country's going to get better, and it just keeps on sucking. So thanks for watching, guys. Tons of other videos like this. If you like to just watch, a regular low income, middle class, a working guy rage out, when he should be, enjoying my San Antonio Spurs game right now, and instead I'm here falling down the rabbit hole of just despair and negativity. If you guys enjoyed this, feel free to subscribe. Feel free to watch more videos. Let's fall into psychosis together, everybody. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.